have any readers?
Yes,
Would
Viren has
anyone
written,
like?
and even
Yeah.
I can read.
I have
Anyone
one
Yeah,
else
question.
please.
wants to read? Put your names, please. Yeah.
Deepa, I have one question.
Sure, please.
Yeah, see, we have read many books like Miracle Morning, Atomic Habits, and things like that, and I think they all revolve around the same thing about like being creative, about healthy, yeah, like mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, and spiritually healthy, and also like things that like just just about the thought in the mind like see, every book has some unique insight inside that, right? So I was just I just thinking in my mind that okay,
Hmm.
can we share
Yeah.
any few insight which are unique from this book so far, which we didn't read in other books? Just curious on that.
Okay. The first thing, in an overall way, what unique thing I find here is her quirky writing. She is not using any fictional characters like in most other books. No, um, they are talking about in an impersonal way. I felt they don't really connect with it. Yeah, we read about the accident, people who went through accident and the trauma or the ups and highs in life. But those are the things which not everyone experiences. Here in this book, this writer is talking about the everyday small experiences which we have. So that is a connect for me. Like she talks about, her daughter having a tantrum, or we do certain things in such a painful way for someone, and we don't even get a thank you or an acknowledgement for what we have done. So these are the things, those small things which makes life happy, puts a smile on our face. But we don't talk about it. So the other writers don't cover these small knickknacks happening in our life. Here, this writer, no, she covers those things, those small things, which we take it for granted. So she's trying to uplift us from those small moments in life, those small cherishing moments in our life. So that is what, like making a greeting card, taking a photograph, finding pleasure in small things, not in those big things, making big money, making it, at a higher level. It's those small things. Watching a movie with your life partner, with your girls, giggling with your girls, and going for an ice cream. Those small things. So that is the difference here. Yeah. Was it Manishji who asked me that question?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is the thing here. So when we are focused on those big things in life, no, we lose out on the small pleasures. And those small pleasures are the real treasures of our life, I feel, is my opinion. So that is the
Yeah.
attraction here.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just
what?
like a lot of times we ignore so many small things that we can do very easily, and which is very
Yeah.
practical to. But we happen to ignore that and just focus on the bigger picture, and we are not able to do that. So basically, you suffer from that perspective actually. So if we are not able, so we should focus on small things on a day-to-day basis, because they small things add up to making so much difference to what we really want to make. Actually, I think that is the
Yes.
essence. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And just one more thing. I'm not actually full in my strength, sort of having cold and mild, sugar levels are not very good. So I might not be very energetic, but I'll do my best. So tolerate me if I slow down or if I'm not in tune with things. Thank you. So Virenji, would you like to start the reading? I think you said you want to read first.
Yeah, I can. Is
Yeah,
my
please go
voice
ahead.
coming clearly?
Yeah, absolutely, Crystal.
Okay. So, chapter 6, June. Make time for friendship. Remember birthdays. Be generous. Show up. Don't gossip. Make three new friends. One conclusion was bluntly clear from my happiness research. Everyone from contemporary scientists to ancient philosophers agrees that having socials, having strong social bond is probably the most meaningful contributor to happiness. The positive psychology superstars Ed Diener and Martin Seligman cite studies demonstrating that of 24 character strengths, those that best predict life satisfaction are the interpersonal one. Epicurus agreed, albeit in slightly more poetic phraseology. Of all the things that wisdom provides for living one's entire life is happiness. The greatest by far is the possession of friendship. You need close long term relationships. You need to be able to confide in others. You know it, you need to belong. Studies show that if you have five or more friends with whom to discuss an important matter, you are far more likely to describe yourself as very happy. Some researchers argue that over the last 20 years, the number of confident claims by the average American has dropped. Perhaps because people move more frequently and work longer hours. They have less time for building friendship. On the good side, family ties are strengthening. In fact, if a midlife crisis hits, one of the most common complaints is the lack of true friends. At the same time, no matter what they are doing, people tend to feel happier when they are with other people. One study showed that whether you are exercising, commuting, or doing housework, everything is more fun in company. This is true not just of extroverts, but perhaps surprisingly of introverts as well. In fact, researchers reported that out of 15 daily activities, they found only one during which people were happier alone rather than with other people, and that was praying. To my mind, that isn't an exception at all. The point of praying is that you are not taking to yourself. You are not talking to yourself. Not only does having strong relationships makes it far more likely that you take joy in life, but studies show that it also lengthens life incredibly even more than stopping smoking, boosts immunities, and cuts the risk of depression. To keep loneliness at bay, you need at least one close relationship with someone in whom you can confide, not just a pal with whom you talk about impersonal subjects like sports, pop culture, or politics. You also need a relationship network, which helps provide a sense of identity and self esteem, and in which you can give and receive support. For June, I focused on my relationship by strengthening old relationship, deepening existing friendship, and making new friends. Remember birthdays. All the happiness experts emphasize the importance of strengthening bonds with friends. But how exactly are you supposed to do that? At a bare minimum, you can remember birthdays. I have never been good at remembering friends' birthdays. Or to be more accurate, I never remembered any friend's birthday, except one friend whose birthday falls the day after mine. Sending out birthday emails would ensure that I was in touch with my friends at least once a year. That sounded me that sounded meager, but the fact is, it would be a vast improvement in many cases. Many of my friends were on Facebook, which tracks birthdays, but many weren't. So I had to send out a bunch of emails to ask for birthdays while I was at it. I decided to update my entire address book and copy the information onto my computer. For years, I would been adding and crossing out entire in the pages of my Filofax, which were now practically illegible and dangerously irrepressible. Once I started getting replies, I found an internet site, happybirthday.com, that sends out date reminders. And I started the long, tedious process of plunging birthday dates into the website and typing address information into a Word document. Tackling this nagging task was dull work, but as happiness theory would predict, completing it gave me a big boost of energy and satisfaction. Having the computerized address list didn't make me feel closer to anyone, but I think it will in the future because it will be so much easier to stay close to people now that I have a legible, complete set of contact information. When I told a friend about my resolution to send birthday emails, he said, "But you should call. A call is so much better." Along the same lines, when I started sending out happy birthday messages, I felt that I needed to send this long message if I hadn't been in contact with a friend for a long time. Then I remembered a secret of adulthood, courtesy of Voltaire. Don't let the perfect be the enemy of good. Fact is, I disliked talking on the phone and knew that I wouldn't call. Maybe I should, but I wouldn't. But I'd send an email, and I decided that it was all right to send a very short email. The important thing was to maintain the connection. And if I made the task too onerous, I might not stick with it. I used happybirthday.com only for birthdays, but a friend told me that he also added significant dates from his children's lives. That way, I can be reminded of the first date the kids talked, waved bye bye, or whatever. It's something nice to think about when I'm always at work. That struck me as a very happy idea. Looking at my completed contact list made me reflect sadly on some friendship that had faded. My address book held names of the people who had once been close friends but were no longer. In particular, I thought of a friend from high school. She would been one grade ahead of me, and we were an archetypal case of glamorous, hell-raising older girls and her studious, law-abiding, worshipful sidekick. Without quite knowing how we would fallen out of touch, I hadn't talked to her in more than a decade. I had her name on my list, but no current information. I tried to get her phone number or email address through our high school alumni office, but it didn't have anything. Of course not. That was so typical of her. She has a very common name. So I wasn't able to find her through an internet search. After I'd finished my address list, though, I ran into a mutual friend from Kansas City who said that she might be living in New Orleans. That was all I needed finally to track her down. It was funny. After all these years, I still remembered that she was vain about her usual middle name, and I found her by including the middle initial in my search terms. In these little ways, our childhood selves stay with us. I called her at work. She sounded astounded to hear from me, but happy. That night we talked for 2 hours. Hearing her voice brought back a lot of memories I had forgotten. It re energized some part of my brain that had been dormant. Before we hung up, I remembered to ask, "What's your birthday?" This time, 10 years won't go by without contact. There wasn't really a way for us to become close friends again. We live too far apart, and too much time has passed. But for years, I would been bothered by a sense of this dangling relationship. It gave me enormous pleasure to talk to her again. I made a note to pester her to come to Kansas City for the holiday. So, anyone want to take up from here?
Yes, I'm ready to take. Yeah. Be generous. Generous acts strength the bonds of friendship. And what's more, studies show that your happiness is often boosted more by providing support to other people than from receiving the support yourself. Yeah, I certainly get more satisfaction out of thinking about good deeds I have done for other people than I do from thinking about good deeds that others have done for me. It's a secret of adulthood. Do good, feel good. For example, I felt great whenever I remembered how I would help a high school student. The organization student sponsor partners had paid us as sponsor and student back when she was in ninth grade. And as a senior, she would have trouble with her college applications. She would be paralyzed by anxiety, and at first I would have no idea how to help. But I asked around and managed to find a recommendation for a place to go. And one day we walked into the new settlement apartment college center. We each breathed a sigh of relief when we saw the college posters, the bookshelves crammed with catalogs and test prep guides, and the sign asking, "Need help writing your personal essay?" We would find the right place. She got her. Can you please scroll up? Yeah, she got her application in on time. To do a better job of being generous, I had to reflect on the nature of the generosity. Giving presents is one way to be generous, but taking a box of chocolates to a dinner party wasn't the answer for me. I don't begrudge spending money on friends, but I dislike shopping. I didn't want to create more errands for myself. So, okay, I don't like to shop or do errands, but what could I do with the confines of my own nature to be generous? I needed to cultivate generosity of spirit. I repeat, I needed to cultivate generosity of spirit. So I looked for other strategies. I hit on few. Help people think big, bring people together, contribute in my way, and cut people slack. Help people think big. One of the most generous acts I have realized is to help somebody think big. Words of enthusiasm and confidence from a friend can inspire you to tackle an ambitious goal. You should do that. You should start your own business. You should run for office. You should apply for that grant. I would had wonderful experience helping people think big myself. After Eliza started kindergarten, her nursery school arranged a reunion for all the children who had graduated. While the children played with their former classmates, the nursery school directors, Nancy and Ellen, led a parent discussion about the kindergarten transition. As always, their insights were extremely helpful. When I stopped up to leave, I thought these two should write a book. I was immediately convinced that this was the greatest idea ever. I suggested it to them on the spot. You know, we have thought about that, Ellen said, but never very seriously. That night, I was so excited by the idea of their book project that I couldn't fall asleep. I didn't know these two women well, so I wasn't sure whether to press the issue. On the other hand, I felt positive that they could write a terrific book. I suspected that nothing more would happen unless I nudged them along. So I asked if they wanted to meet for coffee to discuss it. We met, and as we talked, they became increasingly enthusiastic. I put them in touch with my agent. They put some ideas down on paper. In a flash, they had a book contract. They wrote the book, and now Nancy and Shulman and Ellen Binbaum's Practical Wisdom for Parents. Demystifying the preschool years is on the shelves. Knowing that I played a small role in their achievement made me intensely happy. As I was trying to stay alert for ways to help people think big, I had an enormous happiness breakthrough. My second splendid truth. I'm not surely why it took me so long to see this plainly, because I would understood the principles involved for a long time. But there was circularity to these ideas that confused me. At last, one June morning, it came clear. One of the best ways to make yourself happy is to make other people happy. One of the best ways to make other people happy is to be happy yourself. I repeat, one of the best ways to make yourself happy is to make other people happy. One of the best ways to make other people happy is to be happy yourself. This was a major insight. Obvious, but major. The second splendid truth clarified many things that had been mixed up in my mind. For example, what is the relationship between altruism and happiness? Some people argue that because doing good deeds brings happiness, no act can be truly altruistic because when we act for the benefit of others, we please ourselves. The second splendid truth, part A, provides the answer. Yes, of course. So what? All the better. That feeling of happiness doesn't minimize the goodness of the act. The fact is, the sight of someone performing a generous or kind act always makes me feel happy, especially if it's me. The spectacle of virtue inspires a feeling of elevation, one of the most delicate pleasures that the world offers. As Simone Weil observed, imaginary evil is romantic and varied. Real evil is gloomy, monotonous, barren, boring. Imaginary good is boring. Real good is always new, marvelous, intoxicating. That's true no matter who is performing that real good. Also, the second splendid truth underscores the fact that striving to be happy is not a selfish act. After all, one of the main reasons that I set out to become happier in the first place was that I figured I would have an easier time behaving myself properly if I felt less anxious, irritated, resentful, and angry. When I reflected on the people I knew, the happier people were more kind, more generous, and more fun. By being happy myself, I would help make other people's happy and vice versa. Do good, feel good, do good. Or to put it another way, suitable for a Snoopy poster, there is an I in the happiness. Yeah, can you please scroll up? Bring people together. Is anyone interested or should I go ahead?
Yes, I'm interested.
Yeah, please go ahead. Thank you.
Bring people together. My children's literature reading, my children's literature reading group, and my writer's strategy group showed me that always showed me that another way to be generous was to bring people together. Studies show that extroverts and introverts alike to get a charge out of connecting with others. Also, because people are sources of information and resources for one another, if you help bring people together, you provide them with new sources of support. I looked for ways to connect people. I helped organize a reunion. The justices, the justices organized reunions of their own clubs, but apparently our group was the only one that held a reunion of the clerks from a particular term. I worked to start a group to support the children's rooms of the New York Police Library. I set up a friend on a blind date, which resulted in immediate total love. I helped organize a barbecue taste off. A bunch of people from barbecue proud states brought their favorite home state barbecue so we could debate the fine points of beef versus pork. Once again, I'll repeat.
I think we are losing
Organize-
your voice in between, Krishna. I think, yeah, is it for everyone?
Yeah, how
Is
about
it?
it now?
Yeah, now it's better, but I just want to check that is it just for me or for
Yes,
others
yes.
also?
Yeah, we are losing in between.
Yeah, yeah, maybe there is some network issue or something. Yeah, now it's better, Krishna. You can just continue, or maybe you just reread what you just missed. Maybe we missed.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I set up a friend on a blind date. which resulted in immediate total love. I helped organize a barbecue taste off. A bunch of people from barbecue proud states brought their favorite home state barbecue, so we could debate the fine points of beef versus pork, tomato based versus vinegar based sauce, and whether popcorn, wilted greens, or baked beans were the most appropriate side dish. I introduced, I introduced some friends who were moving to upstate New York to someone I knew up there, and they ended up being housemates. In each of these cases, bringing people together took some work from me, looking up email addresses, coordinating schedules, and so on. But my resolutions kept ringing in my ears, so I stuck with it. And each time it was worth the effort. I wanted some more ideas about how to bring people together. So I posted a question on my blog. Other people got the same charts from it that I did. When team building for the churches I have worked with, we have a rule: food, 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 food. I have found having really great finger foods are equally important as having delicious finger foods.
We again lost it. You're not audible. You're not audible now.
Take
No. Can you
yeah,
just say something?
some other people take from here.
Yeah, yeah, please. Yeah, maybe because I think there is some network issue or something. Anyone who wants to read?
Yes, I want to. Can I?
Yeah, yeah. But Ritu, even I think your voice is also breaking, so just be careful that you are in network and the speaker is right. And just read a little from the
Louder.
next paragraph or whatever we missed. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Oh,
Okay, all right. So, when team building for the churches I worked with, we have a rule: food, 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 food. I have found having really great finger foods are an excellent way to connect people, particularly unusual foods that people have never tried. It allows you to spark up conversation between people about their interests. The way I bring people together is by connecting them via whatever may be of interest to them. I know I'm gifted at connecting the dots, and I use that skill in the relationships I build with others. I also have a tendency to collect and store what may seem like mundane information about people in my head. Inevitably, I was run into somebody who needs something, and because of the information I have collected, I have just the right person to introduce to them to help them achieve whatever they need. Ironically, I'm not a social butterfly at all, but I always seem to be able to connect people at the right time. I have found that whenever there's a get together of friends, a simple bring another friend prompt helps to make sure there are new people around. It is great for meeting new people or catching up with people you haven't met in ages that somebody happened to bump into and invite to the next get together. I get energy from meeting and aligning with new people, but it wears my wife out. However, she is excellent at building and sustaining deep long term relationships by due diligence. Keeping on making appointments and maintaining correspondence, you have to find the aspect of connecting to others that works for you. I use dinner parties as my way to connect people, to strengthen my relationship to all of them. The dinner parties are small, usually only 4 to 8 people, which allows for more in depth conversation, and we put a lot of thought into matching all of the guests' interests to bring about a natural source of conversation. For example, our last dinner party included couples, who are animal lovers, another dinner party grouped word travelers, other occasions grouped knitters, Harry Potter fans, film buffs, tea lovers, etc. Contribute in my way. As I looked for other ways to be generous, it occurred to me that I should try to apply my first commitment, be Grinch. Be Gretchen. No, I didn't like to shop for gifts, but how could I be more generous? Well, I reflected. I had the passion for clutter cleaning that I had developed back in January. Many of my friends felt oppressed by clutter, and I could help. I would love to help. I started pressing my services on everyone I talked to. Come on, let me come over. I kept saying, I need the buzz for clearing a closet. Believe me, I need the buzz of cleaning a closet. Believe me, you will be happy you did it. You will see. It is addictive. My friends were intrigued but embarrassed. They didn't want me to see their messes. Once I managed to talk my way in, however, it was a hugely satisfying experience for both of us. One night, for example, a friend and I worked on a single closet in her house for 3 hours. She hated her overstuffed closet so much that she never opened its door. Rather, rather than try to use it, she kept wearing the same clothes over and over again, and those she kept stacked in her bureau or draped over the side of the bathtub. What should I do before you come over? She asked the day before our meeting. Should I buy any container or special hangers or anything? Don't buy one single organizing gadget, I said. All you need is few boxes of big garbage bags. Oh, one more thing, you need to figure out who is going to get all the stuff that you are going to give away. Can I decide that later? No, it is better to know ahead of time. It is much easier to let go of things when you can imagine who will benefit from receiving them. Okay, I can do that. Uh, is that really all? Well, I said, maybe get some Diet Coke. The next day I showed up. I had no idea where to start. She said, after the usual apologies for the disorder, could you please scroll a little more? Yeah, thank you. Okay, don't worry, I said. We will go through it several times, and each time we will eliminate a new layer of clutter until nothing is left except things you want to keep. Okay, she said dubiously. Let us jump in. I knew from experience that I should start slow. First, let us take out all the extra hangers. As always, this initial step yielded a pile of unneeded hangers and cleared out a bunch of space. This was my flashy morale booster. Okay, now we go through and look at each item. We are most spacious of anything. I'm sorry. We are most suspicious of anything that still has tags or or anything that was a gift or anything that doesn't fit you now or anything you associate with pregnancy. We eliminated a layer that the giveaway pile was already large. Now we look for duplicates. If you have if you have four pairs of black pants, are you really eager going to wear your latest favorite pair? Nope. Goodbye to some khakis, some shirts, some turtleneck sweaters. My friend clutched a t-shirt protectively. I know you are going to tell me to get rid of this, but I can't. I never wear it. But it was my favorite shirt in college. No, keep it. Absolutely keep some clothes for sentimental value. Just sort them somewhere else. They don't need to be in your main clothes closet. We started a box of keepsake clothes and slid it into a high unused shelf. Wow, it's looking great, she said as she surveyed our hard work. We are not done yet, I cautioned. Now we look for ways to make space. This closet is prime real estate. Let us put the heating pad and the duffel bag space someplace else. She tucked those things into a hall closet. Do you ever use these? Yeah, thank you. That is very important. This closet is prime real estate. Okay, I'll go back to my line. Do you ever use these empty shoe boxes? Nope. I have no idea why I keep those. She chucked them into the recycling pile. What now? Now you are warmed up. We will go through the whole closet again, and now you will see there is more you want to take out. Slowly, the back of the closet became visible. By the time she was done, her closet looked like something from a magazine. She had never achieved the ultimate luxury, an empty shelf. They both felt thrilled and triumphant. A few weeks later, I heard that when she had had some friends over for dinner, she had taken them all to view her closet. I wasn't exaggerating when I said I got a huge buzz for clearing her clutter. This kind of generosity was far easier for me to offer than giving a birthday present and far more valuable to the recipient. I looked for opportunities to give. Last month, as a part of my resolution to go off the path, I had started carrying my camera everywhere. I had been taking some pictures. A friend was very pleased to get a photograph I had taken of her a few weeks before she gave birth. It was the only photo she had of herself pregnant with her second child. This was a tiny effort on my part, but it was significant to her. Cut people slack. During this month of friendship, I happened to read two memoirs that reminded me of something that is easy to forget. People's lives are far more complicated than they appear from outside. That's why, as part of my resolution to be generous, I meant to cut people slack. The fundamental attribution error is a psychological phenomenon in which we tend to view other people's actions as reflections of their characters and and to overlook the power of situation to influence their actions. Whereas with ourselves, we recognize the pressure of circumstances. When other people's cell phones ring during a movie, it is because they are inconsiderate boots. If my cell phone rings during a movie, it is because I need to be able to take a call from the babysitter. I tried I try to remember not to judge people harshly, especially on the first or second encounter. Their actions might not reveal their endearing character, but instead reflect some situation they, they find themselves in. Forbearance is a form of generosity. I reminded myself of this resolution when, as I stood calmly on a street corner with my arm outstretched for a taxi, a man came tearing up the street, flung out his arm, and jumped into the cab that, according to all New York City cab tradition, should have been mine. I started to get indignant about his unforgiving rudeness. Then I thought of all the reasons that a person might be desperate to steal the first taxi he saw. Was he in a rush to hospital? Had he forgotten to pick his child at school? I wasn't in a rush. I should cut the guy some slack. In a letter to a friend, Flannery O'Connor put his percept another way. From 15 to 18 is the age at which one is very sensitive to the sins of others, as I know from recollections of myself. At that age, you don't look for what is hidden. It is a sign of maturity not to be scandalized and to try to find explanations in charity. Find explanations in charity is a more holy way of saying cut people slack. I think we should highlight this also. Find people in charity. Sorry, find explanations. Okay. Just as Woody Allen, okay, I'm sorry, I forgot the title. Show up. Just as Woody Allen said that 80% of success is shown up, a big part. I can't see the screen. Okay. Show up. Just as Woody Allen said that 80% of success is showing up, a big part of friendship is showing up. Unless you make consistent efforts, your friendships aren't going to survive. I came to this realization during a conversation with a friend. I mentioned to her that I had been procrastinating about making arrangements. I can't see the screen.
Yeah, I think something else has been screen. Yeah, Deepa, the screen has shifted.
Oh, sorry for interrupting, Ritu. You are reading very beautifully, but the time is now 7:54. So usually
Okay,
we
let's
stop
stop.
around this time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that we open up for discussion. And since you were starting at a new portion of the reading, that's why I interrupted. I'm sorry. I was muted. I didn't know that. So I'm sorry. So today, can we open up for discussion now? Is that okay with everyone? Or you want to continue reading for another 5-10 minutes?
No, 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 no. Let's discuss. Please do
Yeah,
not
because we are
apologize so
almost
much.
halfway through the chapter. We are halfway through the chapter.
Right?
Tomorrow we can finish this. Hmm?
Not a problem,
So,
ma'am.
yeah,
Sorry, I had not
thank you.
realized I had not realized the time.
I'm
Otherwise, I
sorry I
also thought.
interrupted. I
No, ma'am,
apologize for that.
ma'am.
Hmm.
Please, Deepa, ma'am, don't do that. That's okay. I
Yeah,
mean, we need to remind each other. It is for 1 hour.
yeah,
That's just okay with me. My pleasure for stopping me. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. And I was confused with this thing, that's all. Yeah. So we can open up for discussion if anyone has any insights on what we read today. I again found the reading today very
I
cozy,
really,
very funny, especially the part when she
yeah,
says
I really,
she opened up her closet for people to see.
yeah,
We show paintings and other things, our achievements. So maintaining a well organized, almost empty wardrobe closet is a huge achievement.
yeah, that's
I
right.
think many of us
The
can relate to that. So please, anyone has any insight,
my kitchen is
please
always
share that.
looking. Yeah, I believe I really like the idea from the author that I'm very bad at buying gifts. On the contrary, I would offer a service like she offered the service of cleaning the closets, decluttering, not just cleaning the closets. The point is to declutter and then taking happy pictures of not the word happy is not used in the text. So the other good thing that is mentioned is that the author used to carry the camera and there are many pictures that have been taken. So those pictures are also a treasure that hands over or gifts to other people. So I really like the idea that you don't need to for people. You don't really need to go out and help others. Rendering a service, in my opinion, I've learned it. Rendering a service be what I have learned. That's a brilliant idea. Making people feel happy and proud of their spaces, their areas, themselves. That is what my takeaway for today is.
Sorry, I didn't get it. What is the idea? Sorry, I didn't listen it properly.
Do you want me to repeat it, sir?
Yeah, yeah, sure. If you can, yeah.
The section that
I can't. We can't hear you,
the author is
Ritu.
pretty bad.
Your
Little your
voice.
voice is breaking, yeah.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, yes, it's breaking a lot,
But
so we are not getting
I
what you're saying.
haven't changed my place.
Yeah, but can you just see if there is a better network or
Okay.
something somewhere? Like, I don't know. Now it's better comparatively.
Yeah, yeah, I'll just check.
Yeah, yeah, now it's very, very
Okay.
good. So
Oh,
you can
now is
talk
it?
from wherever you are.
Yeah. All right. So
Uh,
in the
Even it
section,
broke for a while, but yeah, it was better earlier. Yeah.
okay. So the section that I read, Manish sir, it mentioned that the author is not really interested in going out and shop for gifts for others. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Okay. So the author mentions that instead of buying gifts with money, on the contrary, the author likes to render service as a gift. Service that the author has, committed and completed is decluttering of a closet of a friend. The other one, the author mentions is that on some at one particular time, the author started carrying a camera with himself or herself. I'm sorry, I do not know the author. So the author carried a camera and would take random pictures. So on one occasion, the author had gifted a photograph that he had taken of a friend. So for him, it was just a picture, but for the recipient, it was a big thing. So instead of gifting people expensive things that they may not even bother about, rendering a service is a much better friendship deal. That is what I have learned. That instead of buying gifts for your friends, it would be better to understand where they need help and helping them out in sorting that problem out. That is a bigger gift. That is what I have learned. My takeaway for today. I'm done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow,
Good
thank you,
morning
thank you.
to all.
Yeah, who's next? Yeah,
Yeah, Tanvi here.
yeah,
Uh,
Tanvi, yeah,
um,
please.
what just now she told was absolutely great, but then the next part, what the author covered was, actually to do a service to the other people, you need to have some extra energy. You need to go an extra mile from your, the self work or the duties or responsibilities. So people who are affordable and who have that extra energy can go ahead with the works of the course as such. But then if you still don't have time, and still if you wanted to do the service for the people around, the author has told very clearly that, if you are happy with yourself, if you're ready enough to not show any kind of anxiety or any kind of angerness in front of the people, you obviously sound happy to the other person. And in turn, the whole environment, you're making happy in an indirect way. So in that way also, you're doing certain service to the people around. I don't know, the other day, Deepa was discussing about an XYZ lady who was just showing all her anger, her anxiety to the people around. And she was not able to take it because everyone has their own issues and their own anxiety order, disorders, or whatever.
So if you at least keep yourself calm, and if you at least send those happy vibes around the environment you are prevailed in, that is all the service you're giving to the people, and which can be achievable. It's not that hard to just go an extra mile or take extra energy to do the service to the people around. So in this way also, you're doing a good service to the people around, and you're keeping yourself happy. So now you're feeling good. That is doing good to the people around. So that point I have really loved it, and it's very easy to implement as well. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Pranavi, for sharing that. Yes. Anyone else? Deepa, you want to ask someone?
Yeah, we have 10 people today. Richa, would you like to share? Krishna, Manish ji,
Yes,
Rajeshwari?
yes, yes,
Yeah,
Deepaji.
yeah,
Yeah,
please go ahead.
Deepaji, author has told about meeting people, connecting with others once in a while, like wishing them on their happy birthday. So that way, rather than when we are alone, when we connect with others, we will feel happy. We will have more fun. So that way, it will make us happy. Yeah, I can relate myself to that. So yeah, that is the point. Which is aha moment for me today. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I would like to add, like, anyone else wants to speak before me?
Yeah, Viren
Yeah,
here.
Viren. Yeah, go on.
So I just want to share like the happy birthday part is very relatable for me, very touchingly, because I have no habit to remember birthdays, even for the family members also. And this will not make people unhappy if you will not if you will not wish them happy birthday, but it will definitely make them happy if you at least wish them. So I think I need to work on this, and so that I can improve my people engagement part. So that's it.
Yeah, very good.
Also, nowadays in our busy working life, so we feel we don't have the time to connect with people, or to speak on call, or to meet them personally, physically. So we are not doing that. So if we can do that, if we can meet our friends whenever possible, it will do a great magic. It will bring happiness to us and to our friend also. So like Pinakaji used to do, he'll meet the people regularly wherever he goes, and he'll post the pics. So that will bring the magic, I think so. So I think I have to do that. I will do that. Yeah, yeah.
So one
Yes.
So please, yeah.
so before Mansi you speak, I want to share one instances of my life. Like sometimes at the time when I felt like this WhatsApp thing is making not good things for me, so I stopped using WhatsApp for at least 5 years. And whenever I need to talk to anyone, I just call them directly, and that makes me very happy. That worked very well. But due to some anyhow professional reasons, I need to start again WhatsApp. But this is the things I have done. So I just want to share.
Yeah, that's a great share. In fact, I think I can start doing that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I just want to add something. Like for me, like I don't know how, but Deepa, I'm so grateful for you that this book is exactly synchronizing with my themes of my months, basically, or whatever is on my mind. It's just in the perfect direction, I would say. Because for me, I don't know. I was not thinking of this theme of the month, but this aligns very well because just yesterday, one of my best friend had called me, and we were discussing like we have been so out of touch. So she was like, now I have decided I'll just keep calling because we have lost touch and all that, and we keep complaining about it all the time. And there is this another best friend uh, from the same group. and she just happened to stumble upon in my city last week, and she just called me out of nowhere, and she just met me with her family, and it was the first time that both of our husbands met, and children played with each other, and it was very very impromptu, and it was such a beautiful time. And it was just hardly 2 3 hours of meeting, and a very impromptu meeting, but she met me after like 7 years almost. Yeah, almost 7 years or so. And it was a beautiful thing, and then that just rekindled, right? Like the wanting to connect and being in touch, because there is a thing about this connection with old people, right? Like, and even in the wedding that we had in my family last week, we were all there, like all my cousins and everything, and we remembered our childhood days, all this nostalgic. It was not exactly friendship, but you do share a kind of friendship with your cousins and things, like you do things together, and there's so many memories, right? So they all like, and we all decided to keep in touch. And I remember they were all like pushing me to take initiative. Like they were like, no, you have to do it. You have to bring us all together. You have to arrange something and something like that. And I was like, I don't know how to do it now. But this book, and I think the chapter here is just perfect, and it gives so much ideas and makes me think. So thank you so much. It is so much in alignment, and I'm so grateful, and I'm really connecting. And this time I'm going to take it more seriously. Although all the chapters are aligning with my team, I don't think I'm taking them 100% seriously. I'm just forgetting after we read in between, and then I'm just trying to just keep up with whatever I can, not putting in like 100% effort, I would say. But I think this month would be my month where I will be more serious, and just I'll share something with you guys what I did and all at the end of the month, and let's see how it evolves. But it's a great start, I would say. So thank you so much. Yeah. Anyone wants to add something or share something? Please go on. I'm done. Yeah. Yeah, Deepa, you want to? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So my takeaway is that connecting people, gives mutual joy. The people who got connected and the people who are connecting them. Like you see two like-minded people, and you feel that if they get connected, they'll be benefited. Like recently, I during my trip to Arunachal Pradesh, I came across one friend. She had a son who is doing astrophysics in US. So astrophysics is a niche field. Not many kids opt for it. Not many families support that sort of a course. So in my neighbor, one another kid is there who's doing astrophysics. So I thought it's a good idea to get these two mothers and these two boys get connected, and they'll be benefited. So when unknown people, with a common idea, with a common plan, when they have a common goal, and when you get them connected, it gives you immense pleasure. So that sort of thing I love to do. I see to it, like-minded people are connected, and who can mutually benefit. So I do that. But at the same hand, I also realize that sometimes this sort of things also backfires. We turn out to be little more pushy than needed. People might not like, for us to do that sort of thing, because they are not open to making new friends. They are not open to widening their circle, because they are skeptical. Maybe they have had a previous bad experience or whatever. So yeah, we just tell them that such a thing is there, and we leave it at that. It's up to them to continue that contact or that friendship. And another personal experience what I have is, when we are making, as Mansi said, we are having a reunion sort of things with our old colleagues, with our old friends, with our neighbors, or getting connected with a long lost cousin. For the entire family to be involved helps a lot. As a mother, as a wife, as a woman, what I have felt is that if only we try to do the connect, that friendship is not long lasting unless our family is also involved. Our husbands also should interact with our cousin or friend's husband. Likewise, our children also should get connected with the other families' children. If that doesn't happen, then only we women stay connected, and it becomes little difficult to get back on that reunion thing again. So I think it should be a family effort, to get connected with the new friends or with old mates. That's very important. And coming to the, she has recaptured that clutter thing again. Gretchen is a lady, by the way. Gretchen Rubin. She's a woman writer. So she is again talking about taking us back to the first chapter. In January, she talked about the recluttering thing. Again, decluttering thing she's talking here again. So I got connected with that because recently for my trip, as it happens with all of us, we try to buy new clothes for any occasion. So when I thought that I should buy some new clothes with so many shops opening up in our neighborhoods, whether it be the Tata stores or the Reliance ones or the Pantaloon or Max or whatever. All of us have these stores around us, and we are so drawn to it with their open, glass windows, displays. So it looks very beautiful, attractive, and people of all ages, from all walks of life, can buy now, afford them. So we get, that greed takes us over, and we try to buy as much as possible. But after reading this book, especially the January part, I was little mindful. So I first opened my closet and I saw that I had about a dozen clothes which were with tags. I hadn't even worn it. So that was a big shocker for me. So what I did, first I opened and I took out the ones which are more apt for this trip. And I found everything was apt. There was no need for me to buy anything new. So I was very mindful because of this writer and her way. So I didn't buy anything new. I rather pulled things and gave it away. Instead of buying, I gave it away. And after that, also after the trip, also I realized I have two sets of clothes which are still new and I haven't taken for the trip and I hadn't worn it. So sometimes, reading such writers, as again I'm mentioning to Manishji, these small things, matters. So in this way, she has made an impact on me, made me a more mindful shopper. And I'm not wasting my money on unnecessary things just because it's becoming an eye candy. It's soothing for my eyes and I just love it. So I shouldn't buy. So I'm controlling myself now. And regarding making giving gifts, remembering birthdays, yeah, nowadays we do have many um, apps, timers, as we know in the contacts, you also mentioned here, many of us talked about it. Those reminders help, and we can put a message, a voice note, even if you can't make a call and the person is not receiving the call, uh, due to whatever reason, due to being preoccupied or whatever, we can put a voice note, we can send a small video, instead of using a chat GPT or such AI tools to compose a very beautiful writing a message for the birthdays or anniversaries. If we have a reminder, then we can make a small video thing or a voice note and send that. That will be truly treasured. And those small things make up now for big joys. You don't have to buy a very expensive exclusive thing which the receiver might not feel comfortable to use. They will want to put it as a souvenir somewhere and they won't use it, a very expensive something, like you give a wallet which is very expensive branded one. People feel very conscious, they'll use it only to show off, once in a while. But when you give a gift to someone, you want them to use it all the time, wholeheartedly, comfortably. So the idea of giving pictures, sharing some memorable pictures with them, thus even just the soft copy of it is sufficient. That makes a beautiful gift. So now it's time for us to think about life in a more simplistic way, but in a more profound way, which will spread joy. And as the writer said repeatedly, we have to be happy to spread happiness. And if we want to see people happy, then first we also have to be happiness. And that is a I in happiness. Should be focused on that. So thank you. That was my takeaway of today's reading. I hope all of you
Wow.
will join us tomorrow for the rest of the
Yeah.
reading of the
I
chapter.
think Richa
Thank you.
wants to say something, or I don't know.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
just
Please,
raised.
Richa, go ahead.
Yeah, if we have the time, I know that we have gone a bit over our discussion time as well. But I just had two things. Should I cover that tomorrow, or is it okay to go ahead now?
Oh, please go ahead, Richa. Let's finish it. Today, we'll
Okay.
finish.
Okay, so two things that I wanted to share based on today's reading and on all the discussions and shares that we have had. I loved everyone's shares because we all focus on some specific takeaways. And right now, when you just mentioned about gift giving and the reminders and all of that, right, Deepa? One incident that came into my mind was around also expectations of people and how we should not feel pressured, like whatever we are trying to do, even if it's wishing or it's a gift or any gesture, it must come from within us because we want to do it rather than we are expected to do something. Because when it's the latter, if I'm doing something when it's expected out of me, it loses its charm, it loses the energy, it becomes like work, is what I have experienced. And the example that I wanted to give was because over the years, I have changed a lot and I have become more assertive and even if I can use the word very badass about how I want to conduct things in my life. uh, I have a friend who is very I would say is very matured in this aspect and is always giving very expensive gifts because she thinks that that's the way to show love, and she always gives me expensive perfumes and all of that. And I don't want to deject those gifts, so I accept it, but I have not felt pressured to return the favor in that way. And I know I do have some friends in the group who will do that, who will be like, oh, she has given me because it's my 40th birthday this year and she has given me this. So I want to return the favor because I don't want to keep that. And I respect that, right? I'm not changing others. But I feel happy that I did not feel pressured because of all of this. And what I did was what came from within, and I picked few very good self-care items that I also like using, the brands that I trust, and I just created a very small, simple bag, gift bag, not even a fancy hamper. And then because I'm into gardening, I love growing plants. I picked a nice flowering plant instead of giving flowers because that's what came from within to me, right? And that's what I gifted that person. And I felt very happy, because it came from a place of love and what I really wanted to do for that person rather than falling into the trap of what the world is around me, because you can find so many fancy gifts and the sky is the limit with respect to it being expensive, or some people might think that, oh, expensive gifts are thoughtful, but I just stay authentic to what makes sense to me, right? And it took me a lot of time to get to this space where I'm so comfortable with what I feel like doing for others, and it's not because of why of what is expected out of me. So that's one. The other thing is, and you kind of touched upon this, Deepa. So I was happy because I wanted to touch upon this theme as well. Like you were giving example of us not being pushy around asking people to become friends or whatever, right? I wanted to extend that, actually, that theme to everything that this chapter is talking about, like even things like how she explains that she helped people declutter their closet and all of that. One fine line, and I think the author might have mentioned this, I'm not sure, I might not have paid attention, but it has to be solicited by the other party, right? Because if it is unsolicited, you are just like trying to impose something on the other person, right? So it has to come from the other side, based on my, again, my limited experience is what I have seen. Because a lot of times, in the real world, we also deal with people with, I mean, even if they are good friends, they have egos, and they might not like us, like people, some people, yeah, and I think Ritu was mentioning trespassing, right? Some people might not be in that comfortable space, might be so insecure that they don't want someone stepping into their private space. So we have to respect that too. So we have to be mindful that we are not forcing anything on them. It has to come from the other way, and those are the things where you can offer help. And of course, the a good way to do that would be you lead by example, right? You might show someone how organized or how decluttered your space is, and if they ask that, oh, I would want to get some help, and then you offer it, right? And you are willing to help. But it should not be like, oh, you judge, like it should not come across as a judgment that, oh my god, your space looks very cluttered, right? You know what, like, let me help you, I have done this, I have achieved this. So it might come across as me showing off and also forcing something on someone who is not receptive for that right now. Same way, how Deepa gave the example, sometimes people are not receptive in making new friends, so we can't force that upon them. So those are the two things that jumped at me during today's reading and shares. Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful, Richa. That was a beautiful share. Thank you. Anyone else wants to share anything? Ritu, Vivek, are you there?
Yeah, this is
Manish?
Manish here.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
actually, I
Yeah.
would
yes.
share that, what I feel is that, we should always stay in the process of evolving ourselves, the way we want to be to live a purposeful life. And I feel that there is so much of abundance in the world, whether it is form of friendship, money, resources, anything like that. So we don't have to, stick to one person or stick to some one incident or something. Because what happens is, like sometimes something not working out, then something better is waiting for you to happen. So we should believe in the process of life. And how manifestation works is that, you only attract what you are. So if you are a person of full of friendly nature, enthusiasm, positivity, and you show up to people when they need you the most. I think, because I feel more there are enough good people like us in the world. And but the point is that, if we keep expecting from people to do what we want to, then we are limiting ourselves to get better. So the point is we keep doing what we're supposed to do in a most righteous way. And I think slowly you will attract the people and the all the other things that you want in life. I think that's what I make the best out of it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Manish. Very well said. Beautiful. Vivekji, Pranavi, Ritu, Mansi, anyone else would like
No,
to have
I'm
anything?
done. I'm done. I've already spoken.
Okay, thank you, Ritu. That
Yeah, I'm done
yeah.
too. Yeah.
So anyone else? Yeah. So can we close? It's 8:25 now, and we
Yeah,
have a
just
Okay.
recording. Yeah, please go ahead.
just one thing to add, we read in one of the books, right? When you're doing your best in life on a day-to-day basis, it's just like God is working through you. So you have to always believe in doing your best every day, and you have to always believe that if you do the same way, if you are doing it every day, it's just like God working through you, and you have to trust Him and you have to trust yourself that good things are bound to happen to you. So I just just this spiritual source of thing that I use it my own way of life every day, and it makes me do better every day. Yeah.
Thank you, Manish. So I think we all are done. Just give me a couple of minutes with the AI, and we have a link to whatever we have discussed today. So in the YouTube, in our dedicated YouTube for our group. So I'll share the link also, and whatever discussions we have had today. Thank you everyone for joining. Please join with the same enthusiasm tomorrow. I'll stay here for a couple of minutes before I close the room. Thank you. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Deepa.
See you all
Thank you,
tomorrow. See
everyone.
you all tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, Mansi, are you there?
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm also taking AI, but somehow it's not allowing me to paste on WhatsApp. I don't know why that's an issue, but I'm just looking what can be done.
Okay.
I've taken the
So,
notes, but somehow it's not getting pasted only. I don't know why. So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
but whatever, like
So
earlier
I
shared.
have done my thing. What
Okay,
I
okay, no
do is
problem.
I take it on a separate app, and then I put it back on the.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, normally it
Mm.
happens. Even for the first message I took of the reading that it worked, but somehow for the discussion it's not working. I don't know why. And maybe let
Mm.
it be. You share whatever you can, whatever I can, I'll do. Like
Yeah, yeah.
if
Let's
I
do that.
can
Yeah,
take it, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'll skip it then.
yeah.
Whatever.
So
Yeah,
today went on well only, no? Like everything.
yeah, very nice. In
Yeah,
fact,
more
I'm
people
loving.
can
I'm,
participate.
yeah, yeah,
Let's see.
definitely. You're doing it great, Deepa. Don't
Mm.
you don't
No,
at
no,
all
no.
doubt it.
No,
You're
I
doing
don't doubt myself. It's just how other people are taking it. That's what. So we
No,
are
I think
getting some
people are
new.
enjoying, right? That is why they
Yeah, yeah,
join like in good number
yeah.
today also.
And the
So
discussion
I
is
think,
also going on. Almost half an hour of discussion we had.
yeah.
Yeah.
That also because we like ended up the reading was a little extra, na? Because otherwise we would have
Yes.
finished even, but that is okay. Tomorrow
Yeah,
we'll
that's
finish
okay.
it and we can have a
Yeah.
deeper discussion then. Yeah, no
Yes.
problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. I'll leave
And
now.
take care. I think you are not well or something. Take care in that case.
No, it's just that my sugar level uh, बहुत drop हो गया था ना. You feel very giddy and all. Otherwise,
Oh,
it will stay
is it
very
because
high.
of the traveling
Yeah, yeah,
hecticness or
travel,
something?
exactly, travel. And
Okay,
एक
yeah,
और
that.
बात, we return within 4 5 days. There have been landslides. People
Uh-huh.
have died around the same area where we were.
Oh, बापरे.
हाँ
Oh
तो
my
पूरा
goodness. Thank
not
God
only
you
in
are so.
Bombay, no, बॉम्बे में भी बहुत
Uh-huh.
रेन हुआ है ना एक बार. uh,
Uh-huh. Yeah, but now it's okay. Like in Mumbai, na,
mm,
the rains
mm,
have like settled now. Like it's completely okay now.
and I am a person, I think a lot. तो मेरे को
Uh-huh.
जब अरुणाचल प्रदेश गए ना तो and Guwahati, all these places, no, they're very very beautiful, and
Uh-huh.
there is lot of unmindful activity going on, construction. So
Uh-huh.
my thing is that road construction, tunnel building, or whatever we are doing for calling it local, prosperity के लिए, people are tribal, they don't have money. So we are making them, they don't need all this thing. They are beautifully surviving there without all this modern thing. But we are
Yeah.
giving them and leading indirectly to these so-called natural disasters. But actually, to some extent they are man-made.
Yeah,
वहाँ पे the tribal
agree.
people live in a home without electricity, without flowing water, without direct access to any food or anything, but they have been living like this for ages. हम लोग ऐसे tourism उनका development के नाम पे we are spoiling them. They are getting addicted to internet. They are getting addicted to whatnot. They might have been addicted to their own way of life, which was fine. जाके सब बदल दे रहे. And I just felt that, and आते ही वैसे ही हो गया. They got this landslides and all that.
Mm,
Basically, it's a military
very
area.
true.
Mm. So that's what I felt and thinking about it, and this happened.
Yeah, and then you just like attracted a physical this
Yeah.
thing
Uh,
because you just thought a lot about. Yeah, it happens, right? Most of our
yeah,
things
yeah.
are psychologically
And they are
led.
so helpful. Girls only lift your bags and heavy suitcases, and they're happy to do it. They don't expect a tip or anything. They don't even know that they have to be paid for the services they are offering. They think it's a natural way
Oh,
of life.
how sweet,
That's their
huh?
beauty. We are making them greedy. Mm.
Yeah, actually. So how many people were there like when you're traveling? Like how many people are there in the group normally that you travel in?
We were actually 6 of us from our friend circle, ladies.
Superb. Yeah,
And
awesome.
the group operator, his nature wings. So nature wings will include more people so that bus, will be full.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you
So
went
three
through
more
them.
families
Yeah.
were there. Yeah, three more
Okay,
families.
okay,
Two,
cool. But
one
you
from
you
Prayagraj, husband and wife, and one family like yours, of 3 or 4 year old kid, boy tha. They were from West Bengal, husband and wife and the kid. And one more
nice.
couple from Bombay. Actually, they are from Hyderabad. Known to one of my friend actually. वहाँ जाने के बाद मालूम पड़ा they were actually connected in some way. And their daughter, she is like my child's age. She is on the verge of leaving her job. So actually, I wanted her to get connected with our group
Oh
because वो
yeah,
बच्ची
please.
ना थोड़ा yeah, but I don't
कितने
know
साल
whether
की
she'll
है?
be ready for it. मैं क्या काम करती हूँ? I don't want to push her because again she might find me intrusive. इसका नाम
Yeah,
श्रुति
yeah.
है. They are from Maharashtrians. They are
But
Bombay people. She's
how old is that girl? Like you
28,
talking?
29, I think.
Oh, so she might connect like in that
Yeah,
way.
I'll tell you a bit of background about her so that, as I said, I love connecting people, but I don't want to be intrusive. So,
Uh,
उसका है कि she did her from Hyderabad में ISB MBA college है. It's one
oh
of the
wow.
top-notch colleges. उसमें
Yeah, yeah.
admission is
I
very
know.
difficult as IIM. So ISB में उसने किया and she's working for Blinkit. So Blinkit
Oh.
में her job is to provide this what is that food and fruits का something, fruits and vegetables, not food. It is fruits and vegetables. तो
Mm.
उसको ना थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा है उसमें. I'll give you an example like कोथमीर. Kothmir for
Mm.
Indians is must in for almost everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes.
so previously, how it was when I was a kid, it was a free thing. You go to the shop, women or children, husband, whatever. We go to the shop with a bag. We buy all the vegetables. Kothmir, karepak, mirchi used to be free. Now
Yeah.
today we have to pay for it, and we are
Yes.
doing it online. Only Kothmir we order, we get it in that Blinkit, Zepto, and all within minutes. But
Yeah.
a lot of work goes behind the scenes, it seems.
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
They procure it
Oh.
from different districts, from different places of Kothmir. They have to preserve it. And that 10 rupees ka that katta which we get, that they work on it. And uska kya hai, because she's so highly educated and all, she's feeling the work which I'm doing for what I studied is unnecessary.
Mm.
Kothmir to ghar pe hi udar sakte hain. You can go and get it on a hop and a jump distance mein mil jayega. Small towns also, people who are more physically active, we are making them inactive with this service,
Yeah.
with this quick e-commerce. So
Oh
one
my God.
so she is like not happy, like जो engineering किया है, जो IM MBA किया है, So she doesn't feel
I
she's doing
understand.
enough for that. She's doing
Yeah, I
something very
have
simple.
gone through that in my jobs also. Like when you
Mm.
feel that, I understand it.
So one of the aspects which जब वो बस में बैठ के बात करते हैं ना, and
Uh,
she's into exploring, going on a mountain climb. I think she has been
uh,
almost to the
so she has
Himalayan
a
base.
calling for different things, and she feels
Mm,
stuck in her job.
yeah, and she's reading Harry Potter. Still, she's rereading Harry Potter. And she didn't want to be part of that entire group. She was like on the थोड़ा ऐसे lost soul जैसे दिख रही थी. So I told her I'll connect her with our group, but then I was just
Yeah,
looking
please
for the
do.
right moment, नहीं तो
Yeah.
गलती हो जाता है.
So what you
And her
can do,
parents are also
you can
worried
just
about her.
offer like whenever she see it's two-way, right? Like our
Mm,
job is to let people know, and whoever wants to, they'll just come and they might just connect. So we can't
yeah,
do more than that. So you, if you
yes,
feel like
exactly.
informing her, you just inform her or send her a
I'll
link and
inform
all.
her. मैं क्या
And
करती हूँ अपना जो ग्रुप का लिंक है, I'll not add her. I'll just give her the link. If she wants, let her come on her own.
I have a
And
message. I think the message you remember we curated for that book, for the World Book Day on that day, like where it was a
mm,
little descriptive. I think you can just edit that much and send maybe, or maybe I'll do that if you want. So that has a link
yeah, you please do that.
a little bit detail. So if you not even for her, but in any of your other groups or wherever you want to do,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can freely share that. Like I'll just edit it because now the World Book Day is not there. Na? Earlier it was like it mentioned Happy World Book Day, so
Mm.
that it is not relevant now. So I'll just edit it and I'll share it with you, and you can easily use that to share with
And
anyone.
what I'll do is I'll share Shruti's number with
And
you
maybe what you can
and
do,
give Shruti's number, your number to Shruti also,
yeah,
because
that's
you're the admin of this, main admin of this group, no?
no, that's okay. You don't have to give her number. Like, I am okay if you give it, but she
No,
may not want
because
to connect also, na?
and
Like,
when by chance if she joins and she connects, no, you come to know about her through your own interaction with her, not with the
yeah,
background which I've given, because that might not be accurate because we had just fleeting talk. Mm.
no, not an issue. She might be going through something else also, and that's okay. We just
No,
don't
she's
make
very
personal to hear that
confident,
today. Yeah,
very knowledgeable, and argumentative, debatable person. So maybe she can have a glimpse of our reading, and that will
and
give her
it will
more,
be great to have more such wonderful people, right, with us.
mm,
And let's see, na, like if she feels a call, feels like an inner calling to join, she will someday. If not,
yes,
then
yes,
maybe it's not her time to be here yet. Maybe that's okay. So you just we
yeah,
can you can share if you feel like, and if she wants
or
to, and
yeah,
maybe what you can do, na, Deepa, instead of saying anything, you can share your experience. Like you can share that
yes.
I love this, I'm part of this, and I saw that you are also interested in reading.
Mm,
So would you like
mm,
to join? If you can, if you are, please feel free, and it's free,
mm.
and we all have wonderful
Mm.
connections. You should just mention that way. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Apart from the
But
message that
how
you share.
she sees me is an old woman. Like I am her mother's age, her mother's age, but I'm little on the fatter side. Her mother
Yeah,
is on a leaner
she's
side.
an
So
auntie.
she
She
sees
sees you
that
as an
that
auntie.
I want to do things different than my parents' generation. तो वो
Yeah.
थोड़ा वो स्टेज में है अभी
So
बच्ची
then
तो
in that
चलेगा.
case, you mentioned there are many young people
Yeah, yeah.
whom you might be able to
There
connect
are
with.
many.
Just
Yeah,
mention that
our group is
in our group.
diverse and from all around the world.
Yeah.
एक
And then
अमेरिका
you,
से, यूरोप से है लोग. So I'll tell
इनफैक्ट
her
हम
that the
लोग
book
ना
we are reading.
if
Manish ji
she
का,
is
Milan ji का
connecting,
book.
she will.
Mm,
Yeah. So and what it is now, I feel like even the people who are not so active now, let's see,
mm,
as a core group also we'll discuss how to get them active. Not in the reading as such. They may not be able to join because of time constraint or something, but in some or the other way, because
yes.
they are also important, right? Like they are there for a reason, so we need to give justice to their presence.
Mm,
So that's what I feel. Let's see. And
yeah.
we'll have a
Let,
meeting soon. So I'll drop that message
yeah,
and
yeah.
however it
We'll
is
do that.
getting planned, we'll do
Yeah.
that. And it
And
was great.
ये
And
month
I
ना
was a
मेरा
little concerned. I was thinking ki you mentioned na, that you're not feeling so well. So I was just a
No,
little
not.
keen. Like I was, if you needed any help, I would have jumped in, but I just
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not wanted to
No, no.
overstep.
Just for
And so
mm.
I was little conscious, but I
No, with
whenever
the
you did
COVID
not
thing
respond, I
coming back,
just
no, I was worried
uh-huh.
about my cold. COVID फिर से आ गया
No,
ना,
no,
like
no, no.
again
You
many
will not
cases.
have it,
So
Deepa. Don't even think.
because I've been traveling
We are
and
blessing. We are all blessing for each other. So
so
don't
उसके
worry.
cold आ गया था ना, थोड़ा feverish था, body pain and
Mhm.
all. I don't know if these are the current symptoms. So that's
No,
all.
no, it won't be.
That's
It
all.
won't
And
be.
थोड़ा energy low हो जाता है.
It's
And
okay.
I'm going
I'll
through
send
that
you
process
Reiki.
of forgetfulness. थोड़ा भूल जाती हूँ. If anyone says something, no,
Uh-huh.
after a time I just forget about it. So
Uh,
I'm trying to keep myself active and energized and keep my gray cells working all the time. Yeah, and one more
oh,
thing, this June, no, अभी मैं vacation से भी आए, तो काम थोड़ा बढ़ गया है. I have to take my classes and catch up with my company secretary coursework. और उसका भी
oh.
थोड़ा I have to take online classes as well as offline. Offline के लिए I have to travel like 25 kilometers up and down,
So what
3 days a
classes
week.
you take? Like you are learning, na? This company secretary wala this thing you're
हाँ,
learning, right?
हाँ, it's an online program. You don't
But
have
then
to,
what
you just have to
classes
write
as in
exams.
you take as
Hmm.
a mentor you take them or you're
No, no,
taking them
I
as a
am a
student?
student. I am a student.
Okay, the
Right
company
now, for
secretary classes
company
only you're
secretary, I
talking
am a
about.
student. For CA
Okay, okay.
students, I am a mentor.
You are a CA.
No,
I
no,
was
I
not.
am no, I'm not a CA. I am
Okay.
just a trainer for CA students for their soft skills.
Oh wow, that is awesome. That I
I
was
teach
not
soft
aware
skills
of.
also. Yeah, CA
So
students को
yeah,
soft skills पढ़ाती हूँ.
that is interesting. That you're attached
Yeah.
with some institute or something for that.
No, no, directly with the CA institute. I just freelance with them.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh
Mm.
yeah, my you're so very busy then. I can
Yeah, yeah.
understand.
So
Yeah.
those things keep me busy. And CA, वो तो अलग है. Company secretary is different. Like I am learning to be a company secretary, training
Mm-hmm.
myself. So उनका भी online course है ये भी. This company secretary is
Uh-huh.
an
Yeah, you
online
have
course,
mentioned
but I'm a
about it.
student. But they do have, bi-monthly or something. They'll have some classes online as well as offline. So they
Mm.
expect us to attend that. It's not every day.
Mhm.
It's not every month.
Yeah,
On and
yeah.
off it will be
I
there.
get it.
So whenever it is there, we are supposed to attend.
How is
So
it
एक और
going
है
for
कि
you?
yeah, because of this issue which happened last month, no? So the entire thing of May का cancel हो गया. So they are doing it in June now.
Oh, yeah, got
Mm.
it.
So June ka work also will be there. Plus the May thing also will have to do the classes which they cancelled in May.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The
So
Pahalgam thing.
yeah, because of
Yeah.
I don't know इसके लिए कि किसके लिए they cancelled. I'm not sure. They just cancelled it suddenly overnight. कल था
Yeah.
एक attend करने का, but they just cancelled it. They
Okay,
said
okay.
now they have given the dates for June. 3 days mandatory I have to go and attend. Apart
Mm-hmm.
from that, uh, morning 7 to 9 online classes. Because it's not mandatory to attend the classes, the online one, but I'm taking it because I can't study on my own. No, the institute
Mm-hmm.
provides some tutorial.
Right. No
So
problem.
what
Yeah.
tutorial
All the
subjects are
best.
different, no? Because I come from English background. This is all
Mm-hmm.
commerce. Commerce
Uh,
is tough for me. Mm.
yeah, I can get
Accounting
it.
and company laws and government regulations. वो सब थोड़ा
Yeah.
because I'm
One day,
not in.
I think that is just getting pending only all the time. But maybe someday, like maybe you just get well soon first, and then one day we'll just connect whenever you have time. And I would love to talk a little more and understand things. I really want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
since such a long time, but it's not happening. So this one next week, Pakka will make time and connect if you
yeah,
have
yeah.
time.
We'll do that. Yeah. Okay, Mansi.
Okay, okay.
Thank you. And I'll
Thank you
get
so
back to
much,
you
Deepa.
about the Shruti girl with you. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no
Thank
problem.
you.
I'll just share that
Have a
message
great
with
day.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same to you. Take care.